Thomas Massie. Let's go back to the story. So, why do some people love him? Why do some people not love him? Let me give you a little bit of both sides. Big, beautiful bill that came out, what his voting record is. He was one of the 2 GOPs that voted no for it. He said, didn't cut enough, wanted $2 trillion plus more spending cuts, okay? Second time, the final passage was that the first time he didn't vote for it, no, again, fiscal conservatism, he called it fake, deficit reduction. Trump 2025 budget, he voted no for it. Budget increased spending, wanted real cuts. Epstein files, demanded public release. Iran war powers, airstrikes, opposed, demanded congressional vote. Ukraine-Israel aid, no, multiple times. He's a non-interventionalist. That's his position. Speaker Johnson, he ousting MTG's motion. He supported it. Continuing resolution, debt ceiling, no, routinely refuses to vote for any spending he deems wasteful. Then when you go to FAC, per FEC's analysis, 79%, this is a very interesting data, Vinny, for you to be thinking about. Massie's individual donor base, I didn't know this till this morning, by the way, 79% are from Democrat and liberal PACs. So let me say this one more time. Massie's individual...
That means nothing, because if you say that, well then, didn't Trump take AIPAC money? What does that matter? This guy indebted to Donald Trump. He has to make an excuse for it. So he's voting on stuff that he should be voting against.
Individual donor base, 79% is from Dems and liberal PACs. So Dems and liberals want Massie, open watchdog party alignment, okay? 73% of the time, Massie votes with the GOP. That's below GOP average, above Rhino threshold. Heritage Action Scorecard scored Massie at 71%. GOP average is 80 to 90% for them, okay? In 2024, Vinny, when he won, Massie, you know what his score was when he won? 75.9% landslide victory. Very different race than the one that's taking place today. In April, just last month, his lead was 47 to 38%. Apparently today, Rob, what you showed me, Gallerin is at 48.3 to Massie 43. And to another poll, May 11, May 12, Gallerin is 53 to Massie's 45. So he's up 8% plus minus today. Tom, how did Massie go from having such a big lead on Gallerin to all of a sudden Gallerin flipping and having an 8-point lead on him?
Massie lost all of his support, and with his support, you lose the secret money. Now, I don't mean secret illegal money. I'm not saying that. But I think people who know elections know what I'm talking about. You know, Vinny, we always talk about the PACs, that people putting $5, $10 on their candidate. Those days are gone. You know, candidates like to say, I only take donations from the regular voter. I don't take donations. Well, guess what? All of the money, the RNC, and when you see people like J.D. Vance and other people talking about Massie, he lost all that, Pat. All that money went to unseat him. And then he also ended up in very public fights. And there's something that J.D. Vance said. He said, voting against your party on every single issue is a problem. Not just 1 or 2 or 3, but every issue. And we couldn't count on your vote when we needed it. So in Washington, remember, there's brokering of votes. Hey, Pat, look.
Listen to what he just said right there. You never voted with us when we needed it. So it's not about what's good for the country or what's not good for the country. He has firm beliefs. Thomas Massie has firm beliefs, and he's not breaking his beliefs. They want him to basically just go against everything that he believes in so he can vote for Trump, whatever he wants, whatever his agenda is. So, I mean, what is this? I mean, if people can't have an opinion and people have to just go with the status quo with whatever Trump wants, then what's the point? Like, that doesn't make sense at all. Like, and they act as if he's voting 100% against Trump, which is not true.
You're in Nebraska. You need my vote on farm. You give me the vote on the Colorado River. Will you do that? Yeah, I can do that. Okay. And then if you do that, then help me out with the lumber vote that's here in, Arkansas, Kentucky, where we are. Great. And so these deals get made, and they're not like backroom deals. It's just like how votes are brokered in Washington. Massie ended up as a man on an island with no friends.
Yeah, and by the way, this is the talk you were talking about from J.D. Vance, and this isn't recent. This is from 7 months ago, so it's not like we're talking about this happened this week. Rob, you want to play this clip?
I think the problem with Thomas, and I've told him this in private, and now I guess I'll say it in public, is it's one thing to disagree with the party on a particular issue. It's one thing to to have your independent stand on a number of questions. And by the way, some of the stuff where Thomas Massie has been independent against the Republican Party, I've agreed with him with. Thomas and I worked together during 2023 where I was trying to stop the limitless flow of American money to Ukraine, and Thomas was one of the people I was working closest with it. But that's one thing. Being independent, having your own opinions is one thing. Voting against the party on every single issue, you're eventually going to make too many enemies. And
He just said he voted with him with the money, sending money to Ukraine. What's the difference in sending money and funding Israel in the war in Iran?
And that is the problem that Thomas has had. It's not one issue. It's not 3 or 4 issues. It's that every time that we've needed Thomas for a vote, he has been completely unwilling to provide it. That is why the President of the United States.
And by the way, this is what's funny about Vance saying this. If Rubio says this, that's one thing. Vance is a non-interventionist. Vance is, some would say, an isolationist. Vance is probably on the side of Massie. So if Rubio said it, they're going to say what? Well, that's a neocon saying that, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But when Vance says it, Vance is closer to Massie than Rubio is closer to Massie. Vinny, your thoughts
I agree.
here?
And from that list of his do's and don'ts, I mean, the two that stuck out that I could 100% get on board with, the Epstein files where he's like, I want 100% disclosure. Obviously, that didn't happen. Still not going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen. And then the funding for foreign wars to anybody, Ukraine or anybody for that matter. I'm cool with that. But if 75%, you said, is donating, he's completely against the party, why are you a Republican? Why not go to the Democratic Party or become an independent?
According to FEC, 79% of Massie's individual donor base is Dems and
Then why don't you become a Democrat? That's the same question that we're going to ask you. Then why don't you become a Democrat? You don't want to fund foreign wars. That's all Thomas Massie is saying. He doesn't want to fund foreign wars. And it's not everything. It's not 100%.
liberal PAC.
Okay, so either they have you there because they know what you're going to do and they're funding you, or the other, be a Democrat. Then go be a Democrat.
So here's
Or
the
be
question for you.
independent.
But here's the question, because he will say, well, his opponent got money from AIPAC.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a candidate that you got to vote for, conservative. One got money from AIPAC, and say, I don't know what percent. Can we pull up Gallrain? What percentage of his money he got from AIPAC? Gallrain, I think. What percent? Because the big story right now is, which hopefully we'll get into, is how Israel became the topic that broke the Republicans. There's a story that just came out over the weekend. So that is an issue that a lot of people will say, well, you know what? He's taking money from AIPAC. Great, no problem.
The other guy?
The other guy, so Triangle has benefited roughly $5.7 million, $12 million. According to Track, AIPAC's breakdown, one snapshot listed PAC donations about $62,000 is what he got, okay? So, but what percentage of Gallrain's money came from AIPAC is what I want to know, Rob. Can you find that part out? So then this is the question for you. You have two candidates. One's got money from AIPAC. The other one didn't. Massie didn't get money from AIPAC.
Okay.
Gallrain did. But Massie got 79% from Dems and Liberals PACs, and say Gallrain got 0.
I'm honestly not voting for either because I don't want one person getting money from a foreign
You
country.
can't control that. Trump got money from AIPAC. Then what do you do?
120
No, but what I'm saying
oh.
to you is Trump got money from AIPAC. Is that going to get you not to vote for Trump?
No, I haven't.
So in 2028, if Rubio gets money from AIPAC, you don't vote for him? If
No.
J.D. Vance gets money from AIPAC, you don't vote for him? And you have to vote for
I would
Newsom?
never go Democrat, ever.
But what this is saying to you is 79% of his donor base is Dems and Liberals.
So I think that's like a Trojan horse put in by the Democrats. If that, Pat, just say 80.
Then that would be a Trojan horse put in by AIPAC for Israel. It's the same thing. These guys are they're so hooked on Donald Trump. They're so beholden to everything he says. The biggest ass kisser of Donald Trump in freaking history. He is. This is not even debatable anymore. This guy is just everything that Trump says, everything that Trump does, it does not matter. He's always on board for everything.
80%. 80% of your money is coming from the opposition that's trying to destroy the country.
Why do you think?
I'm
Why
not
do
a
you think
fan.
it is, Adam? That's 79% according to FEC.
Crazy.
Rob, this is the report you gave me. Can you double verify this? That 79% is from Dems and liberal PACs.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, Adam.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think Thomas Massie is as bad as they're making him out to be. But we read a book back in the day. You gave us a assignment. It was called Ideal Team Player. Remember that, being a team player?
Yeah, Patrick Lencioni.
And the challenge with Massie is that he has such values and principles that mean so much to him. And respectfully, I hear you on that. But you're a part of a team, and you're a part of an agenda, and you're a part of the Trump agenda. Here's what we know about Trump. You're either with him or you're against him in the Republican Party. And whether he's been with him or not, and I'll get into some of the numbers, he's perceived as against him. So here's some numbers for you. Do you know that the average House representative, Republican representative, votes with Trump 95% of the time? So just pick a Republican representative, that person votes with Trump 95% of the time. A Senate Republican votes with Trump 96% of the time. So on average, there's about a 5 to 6% chance you're not voting with Trump. Where does Tom Massie fall on this list? Anyone want to take a guess?
If he votes
Percentage
for
of time that he votes with Trump.
15%.
15% he
No.
votes with
With Trump.
Trump. What about you?
I think it's probably about 33%. I think it's probably a little overblown.
33% votes with Trump.
Correct.
Copy that. What about you, Pat?
The number you hear is 91% of the time he's with Trump. That's the number everybody keeps dropping. So tell us, what do you have?
You're very, very close.
Really?
Massie votes with Trump and the MAGA agenda 88% of the time.
88%? That is insane. Come on, man. This is the problem with just this is not just for the Republican Party, but this is for the Democratic Party as well. Like, this is not Crips and Bloods. This is not that. They make this as if this is, I got to rock with everything. No matter good, bad, it doesn't even matter. I have to rock with it. If you're rocking with Trump. How stupid is that? So we're not getting the best of any policy. We're not getting the best of nothing because you really don't even have an opinion, whether you like it or you don't. Because if you don't, you're out of the movement. On both sides of the party. That shit is hella lame. Nobody's thinking for themselves. So that already tells you you're toast. And it's either AIPAC money or money that they're getting from the Democratic Party. Shit is mad corny, man. Everything is corny. Like, follow, subscribe.